Welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Annabelle, Wild and Wise Woman Life Expansion Expert, and I'm here to teach Annabelle's Awakening Alchemy. This is my method, and this method has come from many years of experience into this deep desire within me to evolve as a human being, to become a better human being, to improve my relationships, to improve my relationship to myself, to my body, to be lighter in life, to bring more playfulness, to be more radiant, to be healthy. And so this experience I really want to share with you today. And the big turn for me was in 2011 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was a health therapist. I was a homeopath at the time. I was working as a homeopath. And I was the one telling others what to do and how to look after themselves. And so I was in a really big shock, big shock when I realized that, well, I was not well. Something was happening. And it was a big shock. And it was like, I do not want to be part of these people. I do not want to, I do not want that. And so have you been in a situation where you do not want the reality that is happening to you? And how, what happened? What do you do when it's like that? And so it was a reality that I really didn't want. I thought, I'm not going to be part of these people who have cancer. I did not want that. But it was too late. I was already part of these people. And I could deny it. It was still happening. And so to be clear, in Australia, 1 in 7 almost women now is diagnosed with breast cancer. That's a lot of women. So if you go out in a group and there's more than 10 women in the group, you will have a chance to have 1 or 2 women part of that group who've been diagnosed with breast cancer. And not only older, younger. And that's what's scary. Really, it's the younger one. And so welcome. Today I'm talking about my story and about, within this month of breast cancer awareness. And I tell my story of being diagnosed with breast cancer myself in 2011. And then goes that dive into the system and how I'm going to be looking after myself. And so as a therapist, as a natural health therapist, I didn't really want to go anywhere, but I was just swallowed by this, and I did all that I was told to do, even that certain things were not my best choice, let's say. And so that was the time when, after really putting a lot of effort in helping others, putting a lot of effort until wanting to change my relationship by changing my husband, changing I had to face myself, that it wasn't about others and it was about me. And so it's a journey, you know, it's this journey of the heroine. And before we look for our heroine, we have to face, you know, and be the victim somewhere of something. And we need to be in a shock that will help us want to awaken. And so that's the first part, you know, the awakening part. And the awakening part is not like, oh, suddenly I'm awakened and I can see there's something else. I awaken and slowly I'm going to see one thing and then another and another. And so because I work with the moon, I work with the moon and I work with the cycle of the moon. You know, we just had a new moon where we bring new intention and then we start to put it in place. And the dark moon, we go into the darkness of our soul. And we look in this darkness of our soul, what needs to be, what was being unearthed and what is coming up in a way that we want to change it. What is being unearthed in the way that we want to change it. And so this is a difficult part. The awakening part is a very difficult part because we need to face things that we easily want to put under the carpet or we deny. We turn a blind eye, all of these things. And so as we move into this place, there is this journey to go in. And to really make this journey going in sustainable, we need to bring qualities of the feminine, qualities of divine feminine, qualities of love and compassion and acceptance into the way we are going to look within. I'm here in France now. I've moved here 5 months ago. After living in Australia 30 years, I am here in France. And, you know, people ask me, I've changed my name. I used to be called Frédéric and not Annabelle. And so I was a very good Fred. Everybody called me Fred. Hey, Fred. And so, you know, this journey I've been of becoming someone else and awakening to the old Fred who was maybe not doing things in a nice way, and then wanting to become a better person. And then I said, the first step is always to take responsibility for all that is in your reality, all of it. And to know yourself and to learn to know yourself well. And so there are different systems that can really help you. For me, I'm using Gene Keys, and I've been using a little bit of human design as well, as much as just doing a lot of introspection and a lot of meditation and a lot of contemplation. And so over the years, I know myself quite well. And I've really nurtured this new relationship with myself. And so when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, maybe I didn't know myself as well as I thought I did at the time. At the time, I was like, yeah, I know myself. I'm very connected to my body. I just did that. But it wasn't true. It wasn't the truth, you know. The truth came and jumped out on me later on. So this is the first part, to spend time into knowing the self. And it's not something that I do and then I know myself and then can move on. No, it's I know myself. I have this relationship with myself. And so what is a relationship that we have to our body? what is the relationship we have to our breasts? So I'm going to have a 3-day free challenge coming next week, starting next week, next Tuesday. And we're going to be talking deeply about that and how I can help you to change your relationship to yourself in a way that is very nurturing, very soothing. And as well, to have a deep, intimate relationship with yourself, with your breasts. And so the principle is really, instead of looking for a problem, we nurture our breasts in a way that we turn it into a self-love ritual. And so this journey, starting with breast cancer, wanting to look after everybody else as a therapist, as a mom, as a wife, this journey showed me how to come back to myself, how to come back to myself and to look in and to know myself better. And so I'm sharing, a very clear method of how you can do it. And that's why I help support these changes. So I learned to look in and evolve. And as I looked in, I found all these things that I didn't know were inside of me. And I started to nurture gift and talent that I didn't know I had. Things were happening in my room, things were happening in my therapy room when I was with patients. And I thought, oh, I wonder why. I really enjoy the relationship with the patient. I really enjoy this part of exchanging, the therapy side of things, and really things come out of me that I didn't think, that I'm just saying. And I can be so, pinpoint telling people what they really need to do. But I couldn't name it. And I thought, oh, it's just like that. But really, I would go into a zone that I was channeling, for my patients. And then I would have to sit and look for a remedy. And that was always something a bit more difficult because I didn't trust my intuition. I had my intuition telling me, this is the direction you need to do. This is that kind of family you need to look in. This is what the person says that where you're going to be helping to find that remedy and those conditions. And I wanted to do it the way I learned to do it at school, becoming a homeopath. And it was just a headache for me because I'm a very intuitive person and I need to trust this intuition, but I had no trust because there was no value into intuition. And I wasn't educated to value intuition. So I disconnected to my intuition. I kind of put it aside. And then when I was diagnosed with cancer, my intuition, was telling me many things. My body was giving me messages and I didn't listen to it. And so I was punished by not listening. And I went into, deep depression. And after treatment, I went into really a lot of low. And I disconnected from my body. I felt like I didn't know what to do with my body. I felt my body failed me. But really, when I think about it, I failed my body. My body didn't fail me. My body was giving me messages. And again, it happened like a month ago. I pay attention, but we deny ourselves we deny ourselves so easily. We deny ourselves so easily. And so a month ago, things happened and my body was like, wow, there's lots happening, and then giving me lots of messages, but I went, and I just denied that. And then I went in a situation that was very unpleasant with big consequences, a lot of unpleasant consequences, but a lot of lesson learned. And I could have let that situation really crash me, but I choose not to. I am the leader of my life. And I will learn my lesson and I will move on. And I won't let the situation crash me. I will face what I have to face. And this is very new. And this is after a lot of learning, because I spend a lot of time being crashed by situations that were happening around me and going into depression and not knowing what to do and being in reaction a lot. And so learning to not react to certain situations, but take a step back and really be present to what's happening is very important. So what happened after I was diagnosed and I had treatment and I went into depression, and then I'm like, okay, no, things, I tell my story in my book. I tell my story in my book. And I'm just going to pick up my book because it's right there in this cupboard there. So I tell that story in this book. Sacred Rebel, Woman Who Dared to Disrupt. And so this book and the story, it's only, there are many stories, there are 27 stories, I think, in it. So my story is in it, it's one chapter, and I talk about birthing Annabelle, and I talk about meeting myself and listening to my body and connecting to my body again after disconnecting to my body. And that was wonderful. And as I did that, a lot of things happened, and I started to really be connected to my gift, to be connected to, to new ways. And things that things were happening to me earlier in my life that I couldn't name, I could now name it. Having really intuition, psychic abilities, connecting to energies. And so knowing myself and learning to go through, I had to use new ways. And so those new ways, I tell them in this chapter, navigating the clickety-clack, clickety-clack. When we go on life at one speed, and then we want to move to the next speed, but we don't know, and we have to be with the unknown for a while. We have practices that help us. And so in this one, I tell about those practices. And it's the same, it's one chapter. And with me, I am author with Michael Beckwith, this beautiful man and pastor. He has the Agape church in LA. And then John DeMartini, who's talks all about values, finding your values and then really acting by respecting your values. So yeah, this book is pretty cool because there's stories in it as well. And so that was, that was very much being able to finding in a community and being able to go through the COVID years when everybody was so much in panic at a lot of the time, and keeping myself sane, because that's what he says. How to live a peace-filled life in a seemingly toxic world. And it feels like this toxic world is around us more and more. There are more things that are toxic, and it's there now. There were things we couldn't see before, but that we can see now. How toxic is the world, and how healthy can we create our own world, still living in the outside that can be quite toxic. So I tell a lot in this little chapter, and I'm very proud of it. I'm not sure if anyone's here with Facebook, but look, it doesn't matter, because I'm here with you now, and I'm telling you, all these things that hopefully will make a difference for you, because at the end, I'm here and I'm experiencing all that, and I want to pass it on. I'm a mentor. That's what a mentor is. Mentor is really to teach my experience. So as I went and I learned about myself, and I started to take cards, play with tarot, and wisdom, I call myself the wild and wise woman, life expansion expert. And life expansion expert came to me through one of my mentor. She said, "Oh, you're a life expansion expert." And I'm like, "What's a life expansion expert?" And so over the last 5 years, I've become a life expansion expert, and I expanded myself. I've been expanding my world and life expansion expert. So I'm the expert of my own life. And then I teach you to be the expert of your own life. And expansion is about the magic of the cosmos, the magic and the infinite, and this other world of spirituality. And to really not mix up spirituality and religion. Religion is a dogma. And so I kind of moved out of religion. I still go to church, and I found myself very happy in churches, because it's a divine there. There's sacred site, beautiful. But I have my own relationship to spirituality and to spirit. And so that's what came to me in that time, that I decided, okay, I'm going to go within and look within what's there. And all these things have come to me. And I met different people, and different people helped me finding different ways. And all of this is written in this book that came out in 22, I think, or 23. It will say that. Because, time flies and goes very quickly. And 22. So this book came out in 22. And then in 23, I had a little book launch in Bellengin in Australia, a little village, a little town where I used to live before coming back to France. And it was beautiful. And I shared my story. And so the story of warriors of light, leaders of the great awakening. When I made the decision, yes, I am a warrior of light, and yes, I am a leader in this awakening of humanity. Humanity is awakening to new ways. And I am a leader to lead you and to help you be the leader of your own life and your own awakening. With a vision, that's what I said. I help leaders and visionary, because people who don't have vision, people who just happy the way things are, it's fine. Nobody needs to have big vision. But if you have a vision, you need to really put yourself in a place where you can really, be the vision. So Yeah, I think time change in Australia last this weekend. So I was, yeah, I'm hoping that, anyway, it doesn't matter if I'm at the right time or if I'm at the wrong time. I sidetrack a bit. That happens. I'm back with you here, telling this story. So what happened is I started to be connecting to spirits. And then I went, and so the story is all in that book. I'll put a link on this. I put the link. You will have a few links on this video. And first I put the link for my Amazon author page. And on my website, you have all the different links because it all depends on which country you are. And so like if you're in France, you order in Amazon France, and if you're in America, US. And then if you're in a country where you don't have Amazon, then you order through America. That's how it works. But I have links for India and then for Spain and Germany and all these different places. And so what happened then is that different spirit came to me. I started to get guided by the oracle, by the cards. And I listened to it. And it's funny because when I was a young mom, basically, when I was a young mom, and on the weekend, my husband would have the newspaper, the only thing I was happy to read was the horoscope. That was it. And maybe a bit of the traveling section. But all the rest, I didn't want to know. I wasn't interested into bringing in my reality the misery of others. For sure, you want to know what happens in the world, but you do not want to bring the pain of the rest of the world in your home. What do you want to create in your home? Do you want to create pain, or do you want to create pleasure? And it doesn't mean because you create pleasure in your home that you don't feel for people who go through pain. You do feel, you have a heart and you have compassion for others, but you just don't put it in your home. You don't put it in your own heart. Their pain is their pain. You do not need to bring it into yourself. And you're not a bad person if you don't put people's pain into your own life. And you see, the world is made and society is done in the way, and television is done in the way that that's what is done. First, there is so much of speaking about what's bad. And then it's putting it in your lounge room. And then you switch it on and you swallow it all. And so at some point it's like, no, I do not want that. And I have a beautiful friend. We were studying counseling together, and she's a sister. She's a Reiki master and a sister from Argentina. She's beautiful, Sister Ines. And she told me, and she said, it was a long time ago, probably 2005, I'd say. And she said, stop watching the television and the news. It's not helping you. I had quite a bit. I was easily falling into depression. And so after my dad passed away, after my mom passed away, I kind of lost my feet and I lost my anchors with them, and I had to find my own anchor. And I suppose I had to really lose my anchor many times before I had to build a new anchor, to be anchored in myself, to not be dependent on others. And so all of that I learned through Gene Keys. Do I have a Gene Key book here? Yes, I have a Gene Key book, so I can show you. It's a small book. Actually, it's one of the best. And that's about Jinki, and it's the art of contemplation. So Gene Keys is a system that's been created by Richard Rudd. And, you know, Sam, it's been coming to him to put that in the world, to help the world be a better place. And so through studying yourself a new profile of the Gene Key with the art of contemplation, you can really evolve and you can grow. And I have done that a lot. Maybe I read the book myself again. And so you see, Spirit has come to me and different things have come and I've been learning. And I will teach you, you know, maybe Jinki is, I know Jinki is not for everyone. There are many people that I you know, I explain and I tell about Gene Keys. And the first part of Gene Keys is to really look at your own shadow, your own side of yourself that can be a bit painful. And so many people can't do that. And they go, oh, no, I don't really follow that. It's not my thing. It's much easier to blame others than to look at your own fault. But the biggest part that has come to me that has really been drastically changing is the dragon energy. And so today I picked a dragon card for a client and I picked this one. It's cards. And so dragon will be around to help. It's a very powerful energy, the dragon energy. And I was interviewed quite a few times now about my work with dragons, how dragon energy has come into my life. And I can put all the links in his video as well. You know, I took part in a Dragon Thunder Summit last year and this year with Kevin Humphrey, the English Mystic. You find him on Instagram as English Mystic. And he has a group. There's a group of Dragon Thunder group where people talk all about dragon energy. And so you'd say, oh, that's good for kids and for mystery, but really, and what if there was another world, a world that we can't see, a world that we can't touch, but a world that is there? Because we live here in this 3D reality, in this world, seeing what we can see and touching, but there is so much more. And so when we talk about rising from 3D into 4D into fifth dimension, then we develop these abilities to see other world and to connect with other world. And in my case, you know, that came to me. I didn't go and look for it. The dragon came to me. But when it came to me, I didn't deny it. When it came to me, I went, oh, I think this is important. And I had many friends who went, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You know, what are you doing with your spirituality and your dragon energy? And I thought, nothing's wrong with me. These are gifts that are coming to me so I can help you in a different way. And I can help myself in a different way. And so I've been following this guidance and I've been including all these different energies in my life. And so last year, after being really pushed out of Australia, I felt like there was this energy, things were happening to me. I just have to get out. I had to get out of there. And it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to go? And it came to me very clearly that I had to come back to France. And to tell you the truth, I did not want to come back to France at all. I thought that's going to be a lot of hard work, leaving all that I know for the last 30 years, so much grief in that. And then moving what I keep, what I leave, what is part of me that is coming, and then going on this other side of the world again and finding a home, finding a community, creating a whole new world. How do I position myself here in this world in France? And so I know what to do. I'm a leader, so I position myself as a leader of my life. And some people are not going to like it, but it's okay, because this is my life and I know how to do it. And then I can teach you, you know, because we do not want to be in this world being just people pleaser. Because what is it about people pleasing and giving and not receiving enough? Then we come back to breast cancer and the imbalance in our life of wanting to help others, being there for others, you know, especially as a mother and wife and as a worker, people give for the companies they work for. And so there is all this giving and very little skills about learning to receive. And this is what is so important, to watch this video and to teach you about balancing between the giving and the receiving. On the weekend, I went to this beautiful workshop, lady, 2 hours yoga workshop and connection, somatic, beautiful, connecting to the body, very gentle, exactly what I needed. And it was in this English lady's house here in France. She's been here. She has a beautiful house with a pool, and she's a meditation teacher, mindfulness teacher. And I said, oh my God, you should do retreat. And she said, yeah, I've done retreat, but it's all too hard. I can't really do it, you know. And I said, but you need to call help. She said, oh, because I used to do the cooking and the retreat and everything. And I'm like, no, you can't do that to yourself. You know, if you need to have someone to help you with cooking, and maybe someone to help you with the management of the people, and someone to help you with that, you know, all this supporting the people. And she said, oh no, but if I do that, I have to charge so much money. And I went, yeah, it's okay. Charge the money and people will come because you will give something so beautiful. But she said, no, I can't. So I'm not going to do it. So she keeps herself, you know, she gives too much and drain herself. Now she has this beautiful place that she's not really using as much as she could. She makes herself the miserable who's been taking on too much, so she's got a sore shoulder. And she's, you know, her body's saying, you've been taking on too much. You need to ask for help. And so this is just an example. This is just an example about the things we have around money. Oh no, I can't charge more. Well, you can charge more than what it is that you give to make sure that everybody gives and receives in a balanced way. And so how often do you do that? Give and not receive enough. And you want to come out, maybe you're a leader, you have a skill, you have a talent that you want to bring to the world. But you don't want to charge much for it, and you are not conscious of your value. And so it's all about imbalance, you know, and not enough money. Let me know who's around and where you're from, because today there was no meditation. It was all about my story, and I'm very happy. I'm recording it on YouTube, so then I can post the video of the YouTube in the group as well, because I think it's nice like that. It'd be nicer. It's a much better picture. You get a bit of my side on Facebook there for now. But let me know where you're tuning it from and who's around. Say hello. I'm so happy when someone comes. But today my focus is really to take you on this journey. So this is my life where I gave too much, where I didn't know myself enough, and then I awakened, and then I brought all these different technique in my life and this different way of devotion for myself. So I can come out in the world. I don't do it for me, I do it for you, so I can teach you. You know, it's not always easy to every Monday morning to be there all done up and ready to guide this meditation, but I do it with so much love. This is my free offering to the world. And who's around, you know, then he goes on YouTube, and I'm getting more and more people actually watching on YouTube, which is very good. But this evolution that I have, you know, while once I knew how to look after myself really well, and now that I've learned, I'm still learning to balance what I give and what I receive, so I can give you more. You know, maybe my Monday morning, I could just do meditation for myself. Maybe on a Monday morning, I don't need to be here and sharing all of that. But I choose to do that because I think this is my way of helping the world. And so I will pick a card for the group now, and I will do it because this is what I do. And so to know what is the direction, you know, for the group this week. Every week I pick a card for this beautiful group of Women Soul Circle. It's a Facebook private group where I share the meditations, and then I do cards as well. And so I've been picking on this card. Actually, it's this one. Crystal Mandala Oracle. They're beautiful card. They're separated in different section of, they're all crystals. We picked that one as jump out for us. And the angels, archangels supporting with a certain crystal, and then the ascended masters like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Jesus, the ascended masters, and then there are goddesses as well. And so today that I've jumped out of the lot to come for this beautiful group is melt into divine desire. Melt into divine desire. And it's lava stone. So I will read for you what it means, and this beautiful card that for our group. And so whenever you be listening to this video and the card comes, the card's for you because you're listening to it. It comes to your consciousness. What is consciousness? And this is one of the last one. Actually, it is the last one of the book. Goddess Pele, lava stone, melt into divine desire. We bring you the empowerment of melting into divine desire. There is a time and a place on the spiritual path for detachment. The ability to step back and perceive from a neutral perspective can bring great clarity. Oh no. Sorry. There is also a time to melt into divine desire, to allow your passion to motivate and inspire you to attain great progress on your divine life journey, where less fervent longing could not. Desire doesn't have to be a distraction from your divine path. It can be a way you discover what has meaning for you and what you feel strongly enough about the never give up on. There is a time for the mind to become clear and peaceful and open to divine guidance, even if that means temporary loss for greater long-term gain. And so this is my experience. Temporary loss of my community. I have to create a new community. I have a few people here and there, but this is not easy. But my passion, you know, my passion is very clear, to follow my guidance, my divine guidance, what the divine has brought to me. I am not the same person since the dragon energy has come to me. I am not the same person since I decided to follow this path. And so many rewards are coming all the time. And then I can balance, you know, better my life. And so at some point there is this sacrifice, you know, which is the teaching of Jesus, a bit of divine sacrifice, sacrifice for the divine. And the dragon energy is here to help connect with divine will. You know, the will is a power center. And so divine will, the will of the divine. We are only here momentarily on this earth, and our life will finish, but our work can stay. We can have a legacy. We can help others, help others, help others. And this compound into helping the world becoming a better place. And so sometimes it's so hard to move out of these old ways that are not serving us, of blaming others and being into all the negative of the world and spending all this time, you know, looking at all that's wrong. So I haven't changed. Maybe people are going to come now. Anyway. Maybe people are going to come now for the meditation. But yes, what is the divine asking of you? And once you detach from all those things that you want as a human being, and that you put yourself as a divine being here, a channel to bring the divine, everything changes. But the most powerful thing is the peacefulness that you feel inside of you, the serenity. And even if things happen and you go off into anxiety and fear, you know how to come back. You learn how to come back. And things are peaceful because things are more aligned. And you do things that are aligned with who you really are. And you learn about this new person in yourself. So yes, this is my story, and this is why I'm here. I am here for you. I'm here to help you be a better leader in your life, bring you vision into this world of humanity. And so next week, I've got 3-day free challenge coming up where I'll teach you how to really connect to your body and to your breast in a way that we turn fear of the check, you know, for breast cancer into a self-love ritual. And can you feel the energy, the difference of the energy? If you're there looking for a problem and the fear of the problem and how you're going to really, you know, avoid it and deny it to yourself. And you're like, oh yeah, I don't need to do it today. I'm just fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh no, I love my body. I take care of my body. And today I'm going to give myself a beautiful breast massage that gives me a lot of love, bring a lot of love. A lot of love and a lot of knowledge of your own body. So there's more to come. And then at the end of the month, there's a new offering. And it's all about balancing, giving and receiving, and opening financial flow in your life, and learning to liberate yourself from all your money blocks. So stay tuned. And if you're here on a replay, you have link to go and do this course on a replay. This course is going to be uploaded on my website, and you'll be able to do the replay. Already, I just finished activating in the Queen with a few queens. We're so happy to do this course. They learn so much about themselves. And it was a very gentle and beautiful, powerful journey of evolution. Oh, so I will finish here. And thank you for who is going to come and listen. And stay tuned. There's always more coming. And what is your path? And for sure to be on that path if you need help. And you connect with my energy and you want to be more, just send me messages, wherever you want. Much love.